Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be part 1 of my very first Let's Play of Super Mario Odyssey running on Yuzu, this Nintendo Switch emulator. To be honest, it's probably about time I did this, especially so when you consider that Super Mario Odyssey has been playable on this emulator for probably about 3 months now. I just never really got the time to sit down and actually play through the game outside of my testing. Now we're going to be running into probably a lot of bugs. Some of them you can see in this introduction cutscene with the improperly rendered carpet and some of the improperly rendered textures, but that's kind of part of the fun of emulating a game. You're probably also going to notice that some of the audio in these cutscenes is absolutely horrendous, and it is really badly delayed and desynced with the game. There's not really anything I can do about that, to be honest, and since I don't want to edit any of this footage, because I want to give you guys a pretty good representation of how the game is at this point and at all points of time throughout this Let's Play. So yeah, there's not going to be any edits done, and we're just going to be kind of rolling with it and checking out how the game is running. So performance-wise, it's actually, I would almost consider it rock solid. You are going to see my performance levels in the bottom left-hand corner here. You'll see that the speed is 100% of 100%, and the game is running at 60 frames per second. So that is pretty good. It's just, it's pretty unfortunate that, at least right now, the audio is absolutely terrible and completely desynced, at least in these cutscenes anyway. In gameplay it's actually pretty accurate, at least when you're running close to around 45 or 50-ish FPS, which we probably will be in and around 40 or 50 FPS depending on areas in the game. So yeah, we have our intro cut sequence out of the way, so let's actually get into some gameplay. If the game loads, that is. And there we go. Hopefully we're not going to crash too much. If we do crash, I'll just restart the area and we'll resume from there. But Super Mario Odyssey is very stable at this point in time, at least, and we shouldn't run into too many issues. You can see here we're getting around 50-60 FPS, and we should get lower when we turn our camera here. Yeah, you're gonna see we're probably going to drop down to around 30-35 maybe here. But yeah, so let's just jump and get into it. So Cappy's gonna run away from us. If you haven't played this game, this might not be the best Let's Play to watch, because as I said, it's going to be very buggy. But yeah, I just wanted to do this to just do something a little bit different on the channel. So yeah, you can see that physics doesn't really work with Mario and the fog as well, so that's another thing. Physics interaction between Mario and objects that he's supposed to move don't really work right now, like as you saw just there in the fog, and it also doesn't work when he's swimming for some reason. Not too sure why it doesn't work, and I'm not even sure if the developers of this emulator know why it doesn't work, but it's actually pretty crazy that this game is even running anywhere like this. Now we have another cutscene here, and this is going to be another instance of our desynced cutscenes. It's like the cutscene audio is slowing down or something. I'm not exactly sure what causes it, but you're going to see that at the end of this cutscene, probably it's going to like continue. I'm not the best at explaining things live when I haven't thought things out, but yeah, you're going to hear at the end of this cutscene when like Cappy becomes your companion that the audio is going to continue from the cutscene. Once we get back into gameplay, you'll see it running through. So anyway, let's see if we can't help those two. I've no cap. No problem when your name's Cappy. Yeah, so performance-wise, anyway, we're staying pretty much around 45 to 50 frames per second, which is pretty decent. And just here, you're going to see the issue. Now you can hear the audio isn't working there, and yeah, you should hear this cap swirling audio when we come out of this cutscene. So let's just press A, and Cappy is our companion. It's not going to catch up now, is it? No, but yeah, it's really weird. You can hear like that the cutscene audio is now playing, so it's like really weirdly lagged behind. But yeah, again, this is one of the more demanding areas in the game, at least, as well as this area. Cascade Kingdom is probably the other most demanding area. That and probably Metro Kingdom. Metro Kingdom is really demanding because there's so many like AI characters, and yeah, it's just a very demanding area. But we'll get to that when we get to that stage of the Let's Play. Okay, so let's just break some of these boxes and actually collect ourselves some coins. Let's go, let's get some coins. Let's jump up here. It's almost impossible to come through this area and not attempt to turn on all of these lanterns. I would say it's probably actually impossible to come through this area and not turn on all the lanterns. So we'll break all these boxes and we'll get behind and get all the coins and we'll get ourselves some coins. Okay, so let's break some more boxes, Performance, again, pretty damn good. We do drop down, you can see we're down at like 38, 40 frames per second, and you can hear that the audio kind of gets a little bit, it's not terrible, but it's not the worst. It's definitely bearable. I've heard worse in many games. Like Red Dead on RPCS3. That's a PlayStation 3 emulator, and the audio is really bad in that when the frame rate's really low. So let's just break more boxes, get more coins, and now we're going to go on our journey of finding all the lanterns and getting them all turned on, because as I said, it's pretty much impossible to not do that when you're coming through this area. I do apologize for my voice. I am a little bit hoarse because I've been a little bit sick because of the busy holiday season, both with making videos and work and all that. But yeah, we're on the mend now, and I have a nice warm cup of tea beside me. So if you hear me slurping or drinking, I do apologize for that. But it's definitely the weather for hot beverages. So more coins, let's get all the boxes. Let's get this plug and we'll go into our little bonus area, which is like reminiscent of all those little areas from older Super Mario games that are just packed full of coins. I love these little throwbacks. You can see here again that this fog isn't affected by Mario's character model at all. That's one of those physics bugs that I said earlier. So let's backflip and get up here. Okay, so let's find some more torches that we haven't turned on. So there's one, and here is another one. Okay, there should be more. So there's the 4 central ones. So let's go get the 4 central ones now, and then we can move on. I'll have properly turned everything on. Okay. Oh, there's another one. God damn it! Just when you think you have them all, you find like 1,500 more. And while we're here, I might as well climb to the top, get this one, and then get the coins you get for... What's the word? Not corralling. We'll call it corralling. But anyway. Yeah, let's get all these coins from these little points. And yeah, we can now continue through to our next area, where we're going to be entering Cap Tower. Well, we have to bring the bridge up first, but yeah. Oh, more posters, more coins. We have to get rid of all those nasty Bowser posters. You might also hear a slight ticking in the game. There's probably equally as many audio issues as there are graphical issues in this game. There probably might even be more audio issues, to be honest, in Super Mario Odyssey than there are graphical issues. But yeah, so far it's worked pretty smoothly. Now, before I recorded this gameplay, I did come through this area. I finished the level first and compiled all my shaders, so that's why it's kind of really smooth. You haven't seen me get like a shader compilation stutter because I finished the level first and then I came back and I did recording, so you can see what the game is like. And hopefully, once we get shader caches in Yuzu, like we have in CMU and RPCS3, the game is just going to be this smooth out of the box. Well, probably not out of the box, but it'll be pretty smooth like this once you have played through it for the first time. And like as with many games like Super Mario Odyssey and games like Pokemon Let's Go, which still has soft locking issues, if anyone's going to be asking down in the comments, yeah, once you have shader caches built for like certain areas, like because games like this, they have pretty high replay value. You're not going to be you're going to be playing them over and over again. So like once you have your cache built, you're going to be like stutter free in all of these places, just like you're seeing in my gameplay now. So let's get all of these coins and let's break the brick. Let's jump across here. You're going to see in this water that we still don't have physics interaction. So you'll see when I drop down here. Yeah, you can see that Mario doesn't like, he's supposed to like push away the water and there's supposed to be like little waves and stuff. But yeah, it just doesn't fully work. And another one of these cutscenes, and the first capture. And you're going to see that the audio, like the audio, I don't know, I don't really know what the issue is. It's just really, really weird that the audio is so like super broken. But yeah, it's not game-breakingly broken, and usually there's like captions over any parts that it's not like it's an RPG and you need to find out every single little bit of information. But it's just really weird. And hopefully if we do another Let's Play of this in future, or if I stream it like I intended to, it will be a lot better. I didn't stream this game because when I did a test stream of it, it just wasn't working very well because my frame rates, like when I'm recording, I do get I get like, and there's our audio from the end of the cutscene. Yeah, when I'm recording, I get like probably 5 to 8 FPS less. So like whatever you're seeing on screen, if I'm getting like 48 FPS, if I wasn't recording, I'd be getting like 55, 56, something like that. And it was way worse when I was streaming because I tried to stream both with just NVIDIA Share, the direct streaming thing, and I tried to stream with OBS on the like best possible performance and latency presets and OBS. Like I have a pretty good setup, and like obviously an 8700K should be able to stream no problem. But yeah, it just wasn't having any of it, and I was getting like loads of like desync and stream lag, and it just wasn't enjoyable. And especially when you consider that Yuzu is pretty buggy. Well, it's moderately buggy, we'll say that. And yeah, it just wouldn't have been a fun experience to play through the game, whereas this is kind of a fun experience. So yeah, let's can we get up on top of this area? It won't let me move my camera up, but I can never remember if you need to do the high jump. Now you can't do the high jump with like lots of the captures because there's no motion controls. Sorry, kind of a brain fart there. Yeah, there's no motion controls, so you can't do the high jumps with any of the captures. So here we are, and this is one of the areas that actually got a bit of a performance upgrade in the last few Yuzu versions, in the Yuzu Canary versions even. You can see in the top corner I'm in 1802, and yeah, it's performance is greatly improved in this area. You would have seen I did like a showcase of, you see the like little flickering bug we have on the ground here that was fixed in a PR. Like that's obviously not merged yet because we still have the flickering, but yeah, in that video probably about 2 weeks ago in this area we were getting like 26 or 7 FPS, and Rodrigo, one of the devs, he's actually one of the devs who is working tirelessly on the Vulkan API for this emulator. He put out a shader IR PR which is now merged in Yuzu Canary, and this greatly improved performance in Super Mario Odyssey in many of the areas, especially like here in Cap Kingdom, where previously, as I said, we dropped down to about 25 or 26 FPS, and in Cascade we used to drop down to like 19, 20 FPS, whereas that's more like 35 to 40 now. So yeah, we got a pretty nice performance boost. So let's get into our first boss battle. These boss battles are pretty easy though, so it's not exactly going to be too challenging. So yeah, it's pretty damn simple to beat this guy. Just knock the hats off him, jump, and do an attack. And that's pretty much rinse and repeat. It's you just have to do that one more time, and that's the boss beating. So yeah, not exactly the world's most difficult boss, but yeah, we should be able to beat him, no problem. Oh god. Lag, dropping down to 40 FPS. I know, 40 FPS, right? So let's just do this one more time. Throw our hat, and bounce, and that is the boss beaten. Not the most difficult boss in the world, but he does get a probably significantly, you could say, more difficult later on in the game when you have to fight him again. We'll hopefully get to that in a later part of this Let's Play, but that's going to be it for part 1 of Super Mario Odyssey's Let's Play on Yuzu Emulator. As I get more and more used to this kind of format, I'll either make these videos longer or shorter depending on how you guys like them. Anyway, as always guys, remember to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see all future videos from me.